Hello, everyone. I just want to explain what this is exactly before I go on and do it for all the other teams. So this is going to be an eight-part series, I guess you can call it, pretty much covering the spring league quarterbacks. The first team that we'll be covering will be the Alphas, mainly because they were the first team to announce their roster. The two quarterbacks that they announced are Vad Lee and Brian Lewerke. Vad Lee, age 28, attended school at Georgia State before transferring to James Madison University. His pro career started after being undrafted in 2016, where he was signed by the Saskatchewan Roughriders. In 2018, he was signed to the Columbus Lions, and then the year later, he played for an experimental league called the YCF, I believe what it was called, and it was similar to the fan control football, where the fans called the plays. That didn't last very long, so then he went on to be signed by the DC Defenders, but didn't make the final roster. So I guess it's pretty obvious this guy doesn't really have a whole lot of professional experience whatsoever. He had all right statistics in college. He threw for 15 touchdowns and 13 interceptions with 2,157 yards, which definitely isn't something spectacular, but it's all right, I guess. I mean, it could be worse. He could have had more interceptions than touchdowns. At least he had three more touchdowns than interceptions. I mean, two more touchdowns than interceptions. But I mean, really, I guess it's just his athleticism that has gotten him on these teams. He's a big-bodied guy. He has decent speed, and he has a pretty strong arm, which this being a developmental league could work out perfectly because he could develop into a fantastic player or maybe just be an okay Wildcat quarterback. Brian Lewerke, age 24, went to college at Michigan State. He went undrafted in 2020 and was signed by the New England Patriots, but was cut before the season started. Even though he has no pro experience, he should still be taken serious by his competition. And his stats are pretty good, with 47 touchdowns and 32 interceptions, going for 8,294 yards. But it's his natural ability that really makes him stand out. He's not very fast, only running a 4.940, but is surprisingly really good on his feet. I've seen him do a lot of very finesse type plays where he goes down the middle, slides, getting some really good yards. Obviously, I think if they're going to be going for a more running quarterback offense, Vad Lee's probably what they're going to do, but I think that ultimately Brian is going to be their main guy doing most of the plays just because of his accuracy and his proven ability.